Yo, 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 it's your boy High Five Vega. This is Reverse Polarity episode 53. I know it's 53 because I checked right before we started. But I'm joined, as always, by the man who never sleeps, the zip tie magician, the guy who is, he's cool some days. And his
Some
name's
days.
Dean. What's up, Dean?
Kind of fell flat on the end there. I
Yeah,
understand.
I know. I was doing a crescendo, but then, hey, we didn't end.
That's all right. I thought we were just going to stay at 52 forever, but
Yeah. Oh, we should
hmm,
have.
nah. I get it. I gave up on numbers. Like we used to number the shows, and then I was
Yeah.
just like, at a certain point, it's not even worth it.
Right.
It's just another show. Show 297. It's like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit? Like,
It's best when you reach the milestones, then it's cool. We're at 100. We're at 500, 1,000.
it's just so much work, though. It's like show
Yeah.
999. Well, for 1,000, we're gonna do the same thing we did last time.
With
So,
1,000 more people, though.
yeah, or thousands of more people, or hundreds of thousands of more people, men, women, children of all ages.
Yeah. They come. Everybody loves car audio.
Everybody loves car audio.
So what you been doing, man? What's going on? You working on anything cool?
That's that's one of those depends how you look at it kind of things. I feel like a lot of stuff that we do is cool to somebody,
Right.
and for us, it's just a day that ends in a Y. Yeah. So it was funny. The topic for this show was when you sent it to me, I was like, "Fuck." I was like, God, oh man, I gotta think about this. And I was in a bad mood too. We were the day was just not going the way we had wanted it to go, and we were just like full tilt boogie trying to get done so this guy could have his car back, and which I hate doing that. Moving. It's like I don't. So then I was like, I gotta look to Fernandez. I gotta come up with like happy moments in car audio. Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
But like a trooper, he tried to give me some, and I was like, I was hoping to go a little further back, but
So, sometimes you got to go further back. Sometimes it's we got that short term memory thing. So the last thing that you remember is usually the best thing.
No, see, my brain doesn't work that way. It's like the last thing I remember was the worst thing ever.
Every last thing was the worst thing.
Oh, I just dwell on the worst things ever because it's like,
Yeah.
it sucks so bad. We got to make sure we don't let that happen again. But man,
it's easy. It's very easy to do. Trust me. I fight every day, try not to be negative.
I just given up.
You just succumb. You succumb to it.
What it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and whatever that means. Yeah, I know.
What I'm going for.
Straight up.
I did. I got the fade. Now
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it to lay down. Now I told everybody, they didn't believe me, that my hair will not lay down until it's going to be pretty long before it lays down.
I mean, my hair has never laid down. When I was a kid, my mom just like, if you don't comb your hair, we're gonna cut it all off. So needless to say, she cut it all off.
Right.
Ever since then, it's looked like this. Just like, deal with it.
Yeah.
Dina just watched Rockford. You did awesome. Thanks, plays really cool. Yeah, and info was great. Thank you. I had a call with them this week just to see how everything is going. And they're happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. So
no secrets. No secrets dropped in there that everybody missed.
No, there's no secrets. There's no there's no nothing. There's no nothing.
Yeah, someone's not going to look at a sub plane and be like, wait a minute, that doesn't look like any sub I've seen.
Yeah, no, they were really good about that, and it's funny now because like before the trip, we'd have conversations, and the conversations would always go like we'd be talking about product or something or things that were pissing me off that they don't do. and I'd mention something, and they would go, "All right, well, we can't have that conversation." They'd always say, "Well, we can't have that conversation, or we need to not talk about this anymore." Was always their way of saying, "We're working on that, so we can't talk about it." And because one thing about Rockford that is unique, that if you kind of like watch the video, obviously we have a little bit more reference, but they're a singular focus. So when they're building a product at the end with the guy with the motorcycle that didn't ride motorcycles, but his friends were going to pick on him. He's the guy that brings everything together. So like in that case, they may have an amplifier they're working on and speakers they're working on, and all these products come together. And the first time that they get to play together is with him as a complete set. And a lot of the stuff they do works like that. So when they come out with a new line of things, it's like everyone works towards that goal. It's not like, like when the R2 stuff came out, if you're in the amplifier side of things, that's what you're working on. You're developing R2, and any speakers that are coming out, everyone's working towards that goal. And there are people that work on different segments, but they put a lot of, it's like an 80-20. 80-20,
all hands on deck. Basically.
Yeah, all hands on deck to get this thing out the door and on to the next thing. So, which I kind of like. I mean, it makes sense. It works for them, and it makes sense because you just don't have like this scatterbrained approach to everything, where it's like it takes 2 years of, and then you're not going to, it's like obviously everything takes 2 years,
right?
Just what it takes. But with their method, it does, turnaround time does get decreased a little bit, because it's not like, all right, well, we just don't know what to do. So
yeah, I mean, cool. You don't want marketing selling that amp that engineering's not building.
Let's be honest, when it comes to marketing, no offense, but most marketing, they suck. I mean,
plus they're kind of wild cards. Like they're just out there like firing away at the hip, using get out jail free cards.
Well, marketing. One thing I've found about marketing is that they all have their agenda. I mean, they're like politicians. Let's be honest. Marketing people are like politicians. I mean, and they want you to love them, and they have their own thought on how a company, the direction it should go. They have their own thoughts on what people will understand. Sometimes it's right. Most of the time it's just kind of like convoluted crap that we just have to deal with. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I'm obviously, and you are too, as an influencer, as they call us. I don't think of myself that way, but that's what they call us. It's like, well, fine, listen to us, because we have a bigger reach. We have people that talk to us and tell us these things. And they don't listen to us.
No, they don't listen to us. We're just over here doing our thing.
Yeah. So
I don't even think chat listens to us. So I'm used to it.
Yeah, I don't even care. Okay. I assume nobody listens to us. Oh, there you
go. so I, instead of a poll, I put something up, and of course, like this thing, like. This is an old picture, so this was when this was in good shape. This dude has had some heavy use since.
Yeah. And that's the logo they took down. I don't know why. I haven't figured out why yet. But
on Teespring?
Teespring. That got, so in one of the updates that Teespring has been doing, and I didn't pay attention to it. So
I remember.
That one got pulled. So I have to go back and figure out why and get it back up. I never bought that as a t-shirt. That was weird.
That's like one of the dopest logos. Although you guys got I was browsing the other day. You got a pretty good selection of shirts.
Yeah. So typically, what happens is I'll wake up with an idea.
Yeah.
And then I'll just run with it until I've done too much.
Right.
And then I'll maybe scale it back a bit or change it, and then I just got to walk away. So I don't that idea, that's kind of like a montage of everything that's cool about, you have big ass subwoofers, which are awesome. obviously a 5-star logo that has the circuit board inside of it, because I like to think of us as, technically advanced, so to speak. Obviously the big sound bar on the side, because we deal with sound, and of course the ultimate, trying to take over the world, and or audio is what makes the world go round.
There you go. The more you look at it, it's one of those pictures. The more you look at it, the more you can see.
Yeah. So it was all the things that we love about what we do.
Yeah.
No, it's sold. Oh, dude, trust me. That design cost me a fortune. They made their money on it.
Yeah.
No, it got deleted because it was probably just the wrong aspect ratio for one of the new prints that because they sent out a notice saying, hey, make sure you go through and check all your stuff. And I, of course, didn't, because I don't have time for that shit. And then Christian sent me a thing, go, oh, it's not there anymore. I'm like, I'll look into it. Probably 2022.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. But I wanted to get other people's, we obviously have some of our memories, but I wanted to get some other people's memories about what is their favorite thing about car audio.
I like that, because that means less I have to come up with.
Right. So we'll start off with Matt Stark. He's helped a lot with like the old school SPL challenge and all that, and he's an SPL competitor.
Nice.
His greatest memory in cardio is when his whole team won 2015 DB Drag Championship in the clamp classes and finished second in most of them too. It's a pretty solid memory.
That is pretty. That I feel like when you can have those memories where there's like a group of people and it, like an event of some kind, especially around something like cardio, because there's so few of these events anymore, that those are the things. It's like you talk about those for a long time because they really radiate.
And it seems like they're kind of coming back a little bit, which is nice. I mean, 2020 just ruined literally everything our whole lives, but we've had a few more events this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Scott, appreciate the super chat. He says, favorite cardio member, hanging out with Bobby Gately for half an hour at Slamology in my truck before I knew who he was. Nice.
Careful, man. He's like a brown belt now, man.
You'll have to bring
you have to bring your ninja girlfriend.
Listen, I've hung out with Bobby now, and I could tell you, like, the Dean and Bobby would be a good combo.
He seems like a nice guy. I met a couple of his guys at SEMA that came over. It was really cool. So a couple of his guys came over. They wanted to thank us for all the shout outs we do with their products. And, and I was just like, no, man, thank you, because you make awesome stuff. It makes it easy for me to do shout outs because, if you sucked, then it would be different, but you make cool stuff. So, to me, it's an honor for me to be like, hey, if you need a box, go look at Bobby Gately boxes, because they're so badass.
Because you want Subwoofer. It's like when you're giving someone a recommendation, you want something that like you would kind of
I would buy myself.
Right. And I often get I'll get these questions all the time. Where should I get my system installed? People that are local to this area. And up until SQ finals, I did not have an answer for you.
I found somebody.
There's a guy in Northwest Arkansas, Joseph Norton, who does a lot of audio control install and stuff. He's doing some killer installs. He's doing the installer of the year. So you see him on the list anyways. I think he got one of those. He did. He got one of the audio control when they sent out the little trophies.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they sent you one. I know they did.
I got one. I got something. I got a big one. Anyways.
He got one of those.
All right. What's the next one?
All right, next one. Let me share it back again.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Mike says, listening to my system with my mom and hearing her say how good it sounded. Wish she was alive to hear some of the new stuff.
Ooh, that's deep, bro. That's deep.
Yeah. Hey, man.
And I will say this. My mom, because we got to talk about moms now for a second. When I first got a job at AV, my first job, my mom was like, you're going to find a real job, right? And it took her a really long time before she realized that no, this is a real job, and I can make a living doing this. And yeah, it was because I for a long time she was like, "When are you gonna like grow up and go get a real job?" And I'm like, "This is a real job." Like, she's like, "Just because you're working doesn't make it a real job." And I was like, "Okay, well, I can afford a house and a car and a kid and all this other fun stuff. So put food on my table. Does that make it a real job?"
Yeah.
You know. I don't know at what point she finally realized that it was a real job, but there was a long time there that she just was not happy that this is what I chose to do. And I was like, okay, I mean, tough shit.
Right. I think that like the 5-star channel, that like the guys doing the installs big time on Facebook and stuff like that are making it legitimate for someone of my age to say, "Hey, I'm into car audio," more than what it used to be. Because still, even to this day, if people ask me what they figure out I got a YouTube channel. What's it about? I never just tell them car audio. I always have
No.
to have some kind of explainer. Well, it's not really what you think. I do something a little bit different.
You know what you should say from now on?
What?
Say remote control cars.
There you go. That's
Because they just won't care. They
Yeah.
just won't care. They'll be like, what? Yeah, it's RC cars.
right.
You own an RC car? No? Oh, all right. Well, let's not
Yeah,
talk
you
about
wouldn't
that.
know. You know what sucks out? Well, it doesn't suck, but we got like a huge RC car track literally right around the corner.
Nice.
So that
Yeah,
it might be. I might run into one of them. And they're like, "Oh,
I saw
really?
Scott's. I like this. I like this new
Off road."
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want an RC car that goes slow and crawls rocks. I want one that goes 100 miles an hour and crashes into shit,
Yeah.
and then I have to fix. Because I mean, that's that one there, and
Yeah.
this one here. You know, that's an original RC10 right there. So that's what I wanted. But those do look cool.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh.
Well, in some shots, if they get the shot just right, you're like, that almost looks like a real truck.
I know. It's pretty neat. All right.
Let's see. Let me see if I can get here's the one. This one's gonna hit you right in the feels. Hitting the cruise, bumping Posse on Broadway from Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh, yeah. I'm with dude. So I was trying to think of happy moments that
Right.
like really like I flash back on, and that was so much fun. Posse on Broadway it's still one of my all-time favorites, obviously. But
That's my favorite Sir Mix-a-Lot song.
I have a
Bar
bunch.
none.
I like them all.
Yeah.
I'm a true fan. Anyways, I like my team even when it loses. um, sports, go sports. One of my moments to flash back on when I was sitting there was here at Clearwater. They have Clearwater Beach. And when I was in high school, everyone would go to Clearwater Beach. They had a giant parking lot, and we'd sit in the parking lot. And back in the 80s, obviously playing loud ass car stereos was not looked upon as something you wanted to do, but we'd do it until the cops would come over. And dude, the cops are sneaky, man. They'd be like plainclothes cops that would just be like out of nowhere and drop a badge and go turn it down and write a ticket. And you're like, you guys ain't got nothing better to do. I mean, seriously.
Where'd you come from?
Yeah, it was so crazy. And everyone would just kind of like, oh, this guy's playing it. We'd all go, and then this guy's playing it. But one of the like coming of age moments, or like, oh yeah, was getting a ticket for playing it too loud, because that was like, bro, my stereo's so loud, I got a ticket. So I was leaving the parking lot one night, man, and I just cop came over, gave me my ticket. I was a happy guy. I paid that $72 with a smile on my face.
That's not bad.
And straight deuces.
And then he threw you on the ground and started assaulting you.
Oh no, I just took the ticket. I was like,
yeah,
you guys suck.
Right.
What?
But I always got the warnings. I got the warnings. I never got the ticket. So.
Oh no, if you're on Clearwater Beach, you got the ticket. There was no warning. You knew you were just being a dick.
You seen where I live, and I grew up in the same little town, so.
I seen where you live, and I didn't see any cops. I would assume that the Barney Fifes that are driving around there would be like, "Hey,
dude." Actually, the cops are really horrible here, but they didn't trip on the sound for whatever reason.
Yeah, because they all had Harleys, and it makes way more sound.
Right.
Yeah.
El Fuego says, cruising in 1990 with the police threatening me to give me a ticket for broadcasting without a license. Those were before they had local noise ordinance.
Yeah, we just had straight noise ordinance. God, they suck so bad. Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. Abstract Acoustic says, installing an amp with a car that had nitrous was connecting the power wire to the battery, and my metal ratchet extension hit the metal banded nitrous line, blew the line, the nitrous started spraying out. I took off running. Luckily, the other tech's Ben had nitrous in his car and he was familiar, so he ran and turned a nitrous bottle off. I had to buy a new nitrous line, but we laughed forever. I truly thought I was going to explode. He was around 16 or 17 at the time.
Bro, it's got nos.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly Fast and Furious 1. He's like, nos. So I can't remember what he said. Did he say nitrous or did he say nos?
Nos. It was just nos,
Yeah.
man. You don't run for, hey, by the way, the car has nitrous oxide. You might want to run.
No, I would.
Straight
I'd be
nos.
smart.
Bro, it's got nos. Better run.
That's what I was picturing.
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing. And you know,
those are not happy moments, though. I don't care how much you laugh your ass off. Those are not happy moments. Like that, in my mind, is just that's
it's happy if you survived.
Yeah, but no, it's not. It's just another highly stressful moment that just goes into that like bank of other highly stressful moments that you're just like, why do I do this? God.
Oh, dude, so when we build like big, they're called pancake batteries, and they're the biggest forklift batteries we make. You put cells on top and on this side.
Nice.
Anyway, seriousing them up. We got a torque wrench. They're sitting there for whatever reason. I dropped the stupid torque wrench, dude. I mean, instant welder, boom.
Yeah.
And it shook so hard that we have it on rolling things, and I didn't have the stop good.
Ooh.
Rolled off the end, took a chunk of concrete out about this big, probably about this deep. I was like, everything happened at once. I was like, I'm getting fired. I think I'd only worked there like maybe 2 or 3 years when that happened.
So now you put a pair of clean underwear in the old locker just in case.
Well, see, this is a trick. You just don't wear underwear in your uniform.
So you keep a clean uniform in there.
Yeah, we got plenty of clean uniforms.
I mean, yeah, obviously, you know, pow!
Yeah.
Oh, God, Jesus, man. Or the worst is when you're sweating and you ow, really? Yeah. It's 12 volt. Why am I getting electrocuted? God damn it.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Electricity's fun.
Yeah, no, it's not. No. It's like...
Oh, man. Let's see what else we got here. The first time I played Nirvana Nevermind on 2 Sir1 Vega 15s, I was 17, the summer of 1994. That's when I knew I was never going to be stock.
And then you said, wow, these 15s, they sound like 8s. Because you're playing rock music.
Yeah. Unless you had an Epicenter.
Oh, yeah.
No, which has definitely been around that long.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
That was how we rebased stuff back in the day. We didn't have rebased music. It was Epicenter.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I put a couple of them in back then, not many, and not enough to realize that was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Mechanic said dope hoodie. So that's one avenue of sharing. I've actually shared this to Instagram, Facebook, and all.
Oh, you went all out.
I went all
out. I don't want to have to come up with ideas.
Yeah. I mean, hey, why do our work when we could farm it out to the viewers and listeners?
I still have my first gen Kenwood pullout. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Did you carry it in with you though?
Oh yeah.
Did you carry your pullout radio in with you?
Oh God, yes. I had the whole back, the little purse thingy.
Yeah, the Merce.
It was 90s, bro. That was like, thank God that ended quick. Jesus.
That was like a flex back in the day. If you had to pull out with you, you go into the party, you set your radio down.
Yeah, I had my Alpine 7909, the Alpine case. Yeah.
Dude, you had the 7909?
Yes.
Wait, dude, you already told me that, didn't you?
I've been cool for a long time.
I guess so, dude. I had the 7904. I didn't have 7909 money.
Dude, that was the first time I took out a loan. No shit. You know, I had to take a loan out to buy that bitch. I didn't have that money laying around. I could not believe my mom was like, yeah, okay. I'm like, really? She's like, well, you got a job, you'll pay it off. I was like, all right, I got a 7909. Don't even know why I want it, but
it's because it's
I
the
got
best. It's the best, and you had
that's what
it.
everyone said. So, wifey.
Yeah, this was one of the memories I posted. So one of my favorite memories is going to SQ finals. I had a blast. I got
Yeah,
the second day. My wife got to go, and we got to hang out, and it was just a fun time.
yeah, no doubt.
All right, we got so many comments here. So
Oh
here,
wow.
there is a lot of stroker memories. So Topsy says, watch the stroker driven by a son of Frank Ampenstein crack a rear windshield.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah,
I've always showed up after the windshields were broke.
that's what I was going to ask you. Have you ever seen a windshield cracked, like
No,
in person?
I've only been there after it's done.
I have seen one happen in person, and it was at the Circuit City in Fort Smith, just down the road from where I live. Um, they had I think they had 72 MTX 10s in there, and like a gang of the 81,000s or whatever they are, the 1,000
Yeah.
watt mono blocks. And this was before they replaced their windshield. And we were sitting in there. I used to talk to the guy that was the main installer there. So I'd be in there just cutting up. And he's like, yeah, check the system out. And it cracked when he showed me. He's like, yeah, we're going to get a new window. He said, because this one's starting to flex a lot. And dude, boom, it didn't even start off as a crack. It just, you could see
It just
was
went boom.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
like one spot and then boop.
It's like a baseball hit it.
Right. Yeah. It was.
Okay. So I do have one windshield crack story. It wasn't from base. So it was a Honda Del Sol. Get the car right there, Dean. Honda Del Sol. We put an impact sensor in it, and the guy wanted the impact sensor for me to demo the impact sensor. And so you have to be kind of careful because it's expecting some form of an impact. And so I take and I'm tapping on the corner of the windshield. And I still have the scar somewhere. It was on this hand. So I have a scar right here because I was tapping on it and the window goes poof, and a piece of glass goes right into my wrist.
Dude.
And I'm bleeding. And the guy can only thing is he says, "Oh my God, I just broke my windshield." And I go, "Oh my God, I'm bleeding from my wrist from a piece of glass from your windshield that we're going to replace because we broke your windshield. Calm the fuck down. I'm going to go take care of this blood gushing out of my wrist right now. Oh, and by the way, could you shut off the alarm? Thanks." Yeah. Fuck. And I walk in, his blood's gushing out of my hand, and they're like, "What happened?" I go, "We need to buy him a new windshield."
Yeah, I broke the windshield.
Like, what?
When you break something, okay, first, Kingpin. How familiar are you with that movie?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the retailer.
No.
Yeah, I know the movie.
Where they say you Munsoned something, you really Munsoned that.
Yeah, because that was Woody Harrelson's character when he got his hand cut off or some shit like that.
So when you break stuff, can it be like you Bayetted that?
No, no, because no, not the guy to do that to. Nah.
Oh man.
Nah. Yeah, no. Limitless Gorilla windshield exploded in my face at Oh wow, fast lane. Yeah, nice. No.
Have you seen those vehicles where like the side glass is just sitting there?
Yeah.
Boom, boom, and people have their head right by it.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No
well,
way.
I mean, you saw the kicker windshield when we were beating those 615s. It was already cracked.
Yeah.
You know, I was just waiting for it to finish off. I was like, oh, it's broke. Can't fix broke. You know, that's kind of one of the rules. It's like, it's already broke. You can't break it again. You know, you can't make something that's broke worse broke because it's already broke. So it's like, oh, I got a crack here. Then it's broke. Well, yeah, but it's not fully broke. No, it's fully broke. Broke. There's not degrees of brokenness. There's broke and there's not broke. Kind of broke is still, guess what? Broke.
Yeah.
So I it's like, could you not break it any worse?
Maybe.
Really? I mean, we're gonna try really hard not to break it more, but can we
Right.
both agree that it's already broke? That's important. These are conversations that you have to make. It's like, listen, this is broke. Well, I mean, it's not broke that bad.
Yeah. It's
Broke.
yeah, because they're gonna come back a month later. Look what you did. You broke
No,
this.
no, we broke it more.
Right.
It still was broke before we
Yeah.
saw it. Yeah, it's already broke. Can't
Yeah.
break it twice.
You're kind of like the insurance adjuster. Like, I have a picture of it being broke before we touched it.
Yeah, it's already broke. Next thing.
All right. Eric Cole from JL Audio says, man, so many good memories. First was my buddy John and I talking about how I like bass, but wanted a system with more accuracy and detail. He then showed me a brand new brand called JL Audio. We went to our local dealer, Custom Audio in Erie, PA, got a demo of the well-balanced system using the single 15W6 and Boston components. Was hooked on JL after that. My all-time favorite memory so far was winning the trip to tour the JL Audio factory and getting to meet Lucio and having a subwoofer signed by him and Andy Oxenhorn. Lots of great memories, though.
Yeah, that is cool.
That
Definitely,
is
that is
memory.
cool.
And now he works there, like, and it's
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean,
yeah,
that was Fernando's thing. Fernando's like, oh, you should talk about going to the manufacturers. I'm like, they were cool, but they were work. Like,
right.
they're happy memories for me, for sure. Like, every time we get to go somewhere, it's definitely a happy memory. But it's also it's a ton of work. To me, I feel like a true I feel like a true happy memory doesn't have any stress involved with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like he said, it was everything about that was just like, I got to go listen to it. It sounded great. I became a fan. Then I got to go here. There was no like, oh, and then we had to shoot a movie, or we had to interview this person, or we had to build this, or it was none of that shit. It was just like you liked it and you had a good time. So when I tried to think of, like, every time we get to go somewhere, it's phenomenally awesome, and like we rock the shit out of it. But I also, in the back of my head, can't escape the fact that it's like we're here to do something.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it literally is work.
Yeah.
It's work that you like and you enjoy doing, but it's work. It's still work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and we're going to work the fuck out of it because we're professionals.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to.
Since we're halfway through, I'll do like my favorite car audio memory. So my brother,
we can always come back to this next week if we need to.
Right, exactly. So my brother, who actually passed away before he even turned 21,
that sucks.
He was like a troubled kid, but like me and him always had audio together. That was our thing. We had put a small system in his Mazda 626, and he just got in trouble. I was like, "Yo, man," I was like, "We gotta quit this." I got him out of jail. Like, let's like, you stay here. We're gonna chill. Like, you're not gonna be doing the pills or anything like that. And so, anyways, he had a small system in his car.
Yeah.
And we're like, the competition coming up. I'm gonna throw something in there. We're gonna go to the show. We're gonna do the best we can. I threw an amp, threw a sub in there. I think we busted. It says I actually still had the trophy. We didn't get first place. We got second place.
Oh, nice.
But I think we've done like a 149 or something, just putting it in on the audio control mic. So it's not like as loud as it is today, but still.
Who cares?
That's like one of my favorite car audio memories.
That is an awesome car audio memory for sure. I mean,
yeah, and I kept the trophy. So,
I mean, like looking back, before I did this professionally, high school was, because I literally went from high school to a job and work there. But, I used to remember, or I didn't used to, I still do. We would sit in the parking lot in the morning and we would play our stereos and we would just hang out. And it was just, that to me was fun. Kind of discovering music a lot of it for the first time. Because, when I was a kid, I had an 8-track player in my bedroom and had one speaker. We didn't have a a true home stereo to where you could sit there and listen to this stuff. It wasn't that important. And record players were record players with speakers and stuff in it, so that they played 45s, and we all had that stuff. So fast forwarding to 89, 88, 90, sitting in the school parking lot just listening to like the Who, Teenage Wasteland, and just like jamming out and looking at my watch going, oh, I'm waiting for the end of this because I want to hear the end, and it's like, I gotta go. I gotta get to class, but I want to sit here and listen to this, And to me, that was always fun to do, And then leaving school with the system just cranked all the way up, just pissing everybody off, and having fun. To me, those were, that's what really cultivated that passion for audio. And the truth was I didn't even care about the car. Like the car was inconsequential to the system.
You just needed the system, right?
I just needed something to pull it around with. The system was way more important. And that's working on the system was always I enjoyed working on the system. When I got done with it, it was just kind of like, I don't know
what can I do next?
It's like, so you just and it got kind of boring. So,
right.
It was always tinkering with it. And then once you do it professionally, which to me is also another happy moment. It's like when you want a job, like,
yeah.
I thought you'd never ask. Right. It's like, fuck yes.
I've been waiting here this whole time.
Yeah, but then it was funny because then, once your hobby is your job, you kind of find out that not the greatest idea. Not the greatest idea, because it stays fun for a long time.
Yeah,
but then it's like, all right, it's
even just in my short 5 years now, or a little over 5, it's almost 6 years doing YouTube. You can get to that point where it's like, oh, dude, I don't really feel like doing this right now, but I'm gonna do it.
Well, happy on the inside, dead, or happy on the outside, dead on the inside.
There you go. Oh man.
What other memories do you have that just kind of like? I mean, that's obviously like, oh God, top.
That was the top moment. So people that aren't on my Patreon, they can see this, but I actually had Cassie on here, my wife, and it was their Patreon only podcast stream, and I just had ask her anything.
Oh, nice.
And one of the questions was, and I've said this before, when I got into car audio, I genuinely thought stereos would impress girls. And it turns out they did impress her. So she said that the stereos did impress her, and she would brag to her friends about, oh, your boyfriend's got this stereo, my boyfriend's got this stereo, you should hear his stereo. And but then I was like, yeah, but now it's not so cool, is it? You're not going around telling your friends.
I don't know if Sue's ever cared one way or the other about that. You gotta ask her. No, I don't even think she'd give a shit. Be honest with you, no. I mean, half the time I'm just surprised that she's stuck around as long as she has. But
exactly,
I don't think she cares about nah, doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Maybe it's just the machismo or whatever, because when you have a system, you kind of already, you're like, yo, I got this loud system. It's kind of like having a truck now on the super big mall crawler wheels and the lights on the wheels and all that stuff.
Well, it was funny. Hey, Kip, when we had the kicker truck, Fernando's like, you should buy this. And I was like, why? He goes, because this is cool. You should buy this. And I'm like, I mean, I can ask Lori if, when they're going to get rid of it, how much they charge. I could, but he's like, yeah, dude, we could have so much fun with this truck. You should buy it. And I'm like, all right, I get it. I should buy it. What? Why? Why am I going to buy it? He goes, because it's already built, man. All we got to do is drive it around and make a bunch of noise. And I was like, yeah, but okay, right, whatever. But and it was funny too because like it was parked in my driveway and this guy walks by, random neighbor. I've never talked to this guy a day in my life. And he goes, "Oh, dude, that's a nice wrap." And I'm like, "Thanks." Okay. I think another really happy moment for me was I did a side gig as a rep for a while, and one of the products was Alpine, and I got to drive the Alpine Dodge Ram back in 89. I'm sorry, it was 90 something, probably 93, 94, 95, somewhere in that range. That was back when they had the base 200s. I think it was right before. It's either that or right after the Z. Maybe it was right when the ZX came, or when they named all their woofers after tires. They had that white cone woofer. Anyways, so sometime that era, they had this white Alpine Dodge Ram filled with Kimber cable. They made custom Kimber cable 0 gauge. Custom Kimber cable 0 gauge. It was insane.
They made for the power wire?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Where is that stuff?
I know that was probably more expensive. The wire was probably worth more than the goddamn truck. You guys, look up Kimber cable, and then you'll be like, "Yeah, it's just like a freaking." But they made 0 gauge, and you'll be like, "Oh God, that must have been expensive as shit." Good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful night. You too, man. Hope you're having good fun with you and the wifey. So I got to drive that, and I got to drive it around, and to me that was like, huh. Like, here are the keys to the Alpine. I need you to go do this. Sure. And you're just
like, I switched out the Kimber cable with Stinger.
Somebody's stupid. They're letting me drive this thing around. I'm just like, I'm trying to, It was funny because when I did have the kicker truck, it was a little bit of that came back because it's like, because I had it for like 3 days before we left. And I'm like, I'm going to drive it because I want to make sure there's nothing wrong with it because I don't want to go on this
all the way across the country.
All the way across the country and have the wheels fall off. So I wanted to make sure everything works. So I was driving it. And the minute I left my house, the minute I got to work, the windows were down and that motherfucker was just I'm just like this.
Yeah.
What's up?
Plays below 40 hertz.
Oh, it does play below. Yep.
Well, we cut it loose at the park down here. So
we
gave it the beans.
Yeah. There you go. Kip's giving it a shout out for what they got going on next Tuesday.
I have a memory. Let me share it here. So this is one that Derek shared, and this is also one of my favorite memories. So me on the left, obviously, D, and my buddy Jason, we road tripped from my house up there. It's a 15-hour drive. We took our time. We stopped halfway through it, and we just hung out, just straight up guy, dude road trip. Like
that's the big Sony.
That's the big Sony, and we brought a lot of stuff. This was probably like at 3 a.m. ish.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course. Best time.
We're like, let's get out all the biggest ants we can find and take a picture with them, because what else do you do at 3 a.m?
So whose crown was that? Whose big JBL crown was that?
That is Derek's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the third? What's the one upside down? Not the US amp. The other.
This one right here.
The black one.
Yeah, that is the Phoenix Gold, the 1.
I was gonna say that looks like a Phoenix Gold.
Right, it's Phoenix Gold, the 1.
Okay.
And we also had to call the guy that owns that amp, who lives in Tahiti, because the power is inverted. So it's power ground on the ends. It's got 6 inputs, but in the middle it's inverted, so it's not in the same sequence. And it's like, dude, is this because that was a prototype amp on there. It doesn't even have silk screen or anything on it. So we had to like we're testing this. Is this cool? Is this how it goes? And he's like, I don't know, but try it like it says. So,
what's the double stacked amp there?
That is the Zapco C2K 9.0.
Jesus,
it's 2 of the 4.5s stacked right on top of each other.
There's another company that makes an amplifier like that now too.
Incriminator.
Yeah, I saw one of those in my travels. Somebody had one that they were going to use to power something big and stupid. Um,
And
but
then this one right here is obviously the US amps, and this
yeah,
right here it's a Soundstream MC400.
well, it's a sound. You knew it was a sound stream just by looking at
Right.
it.
I mean, and it's a very big amp, but
Yeah,
I mean, you have the biggest amps
yeah.
available, so it
What
looks
was the
kind of
silver
small.
one?
So I'm trying to remember what the silver one was. It's not US amps.
No, it's way too.
It might be a PPI.
Hmm.
The 2300, I think, maybe.
I don't know. It looks like it has real capacitors in it, though. PPI typically didn't do that, but who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I cannot confirm.
It's a lot of amp.
Yeah, but
The only one there that I would take is the JBL.
I like I wouldn't want to run any of these just because they're so big.
No. I just want to. I
Yeah.
don't want to run any of them.
I'd want that
JBL.
Sony. I'd want the Sony or the JBL.
I'll take the JBL. JBL looks cool. I'd like to hang that on the wall. That'd look cool next to the.
You better reinforce the wall. Have you heard those things fire up?
I'm sure they're just wonderful,
dude. It's got like a transformer or something. It just kind of hums as you turn it on. It's got a shock warning, like a death, like skull and crossbones when you hook it up. Yeah.
It sounds good to me.
It's insane. But that trip was just fun. You know, we were hanging out, road tripping the whole time, basically kind of like you and Nando just done.
Yeah.
With a lot less speed. You know, had a few burgers, stopped off, visited a few friends, went down there, done the old school meet.
Well, see that, and it's funny because I mean that's always the case with us. It's like it's like there's only 24 hours in a day, but we need to use 22 of them.
Right.
You know, that's really what it comes down to. You know, and okay, so like another happy moment, which Fernando wanted to point out, but I think it was more a happy moment for him. But I mean, we both had a great time. Was the first Knowledge Fest we went to in Dallas, like that. There's moments of that were just like, whoa, you know.
Right.
And I remember getting there, going up to our room, and then coming down to meet everybody that we didn't know. And we get off the elevator and it's like the who's who of everyone we know on Facebook that we've never met in person. And it was just that weird, seeing somebody in real life for the first time. And it was just like, that was just really cool, and definitely one of the like standout moments of the journey, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's weird to meet someone that you know online in person. Although when you and Nando came down, it didn't even seem. It's like, okay, all right. It's just.
Well, I mean, for us, it's pretty easy, and I think that's one of the reasons why like a lot of people, like Chris met us at Orlando, and I feel like when most people meet us, there's no surprise there because it's like we do so much, and plus we're really honest about it. I mean, we do too much content to put up a front, so to speak. It's like, I feel like Doug has Doug, the character that is on Soundman, and then there's real life Doug,
right?
And I'm sure that they have attributes of one another, but like when you had Doug on, that's not the Doug that you see on Soundman all the time, and that's cool though, because I mean that adds to the content there.
You got to see the depth of Doug and kind of his actual character and his remembering the past, and
so but for us and for me that was never anything I wanted to do. I didn't want to play a character because it's just too goddamn hard.
Yeah, it is.
Not cussing is hard enough.
Well, basically, I caught you slipping the other day on one of your live streams for the 5-star. Like, he's bleeding it. He's bleeding into the 5-star.
I will occasionally say shit and ass.
Those
are two I will drop, but I only say it like once.
Right.
And I Bill Cosby it in the sense that it has to be at the right point in time to where it has maximum impact to say those words, because it's not like I don't ever say them on the show. So if I am going to say them, it has to be pay fucking attention right now.
Yeah.
This is the point to pay attention. That's like the
Yeah.
cue that if you either pissed me off to the point to where it's this, or this is the point of the conversations where you should have been paying attention. So
Yeah. It's the punctuation. Like I need to see.
Yes. Like,
but here's one from Uncle
Yes.
Bobby B right here.
Oh God, yes.
He said one of his, meeting you guys in person.
Dude, we had a blast. It was funny. I was just talking to somebody about this trip, and every time I bring this up, everyone always, when I say, yeah, one of our fans. So how it went down was, he reaches out, I'm picking you guys up. And I'm like, I don't know, Bobby. You see Bobby's face and you go, going to kill us.
He could be a killer. Yes, he could
be a killer. He could be a killer. He could show up and just nicest guy in the world.
Yeah. Of course.
But killer. And so we're like, Fernando's like, dude, I was like, no, what's cool, man? What's be like? Now you don't have it. I'm picking you guys up. All right, he's being really adamant about it.
He make it like he's gonna kill us or pick us up.
Yeah, and then he shows up and he's got his whole family. He's got his daughter in the car. He's got his wife in the car, and it's like, and he drives aggressively. I'm going to tell you right now, Bobby drives aggressively.
I mean, he lives in California.
He lives in California. He drives like he knows what he's doing in California. We just sat in the back seat and we're just quiet.
Right.
Don't piss him off, guys.
Listen, you didn't have to ride with Cassie while you were here, so.
No, I'm good. Yeah. But every time I tell that story, though, someone always goes, you let a fan pick you up? I'm like, he wasn't giving us an option, and let's be honest, I didn't want to pay for the Uber,
Right.
Right. It's not like I'm going to say no. And we had a great time. And actually, and we went to the Peterson Museum, and Fernando got, to me, it's that trip, like when I get to do things for other people, like people, not just randos, but like people that mean something to me. When I can do something that influences their life and is a positive on them, that makes me happy. So like that whole trip with taking Fernando to California, taking Bobby's family to the Peterson, going out to eat with them, taking Fernando to see the Hollywood sign, and just like doing all these things with them, that made me happy. That brought me joy, and it was nice. I mean, then it was back to work and all the suck that went along with it. But, being able to do stuff like that to me was always fun.
Oh yeah, man. It's like anytime you can, it's nice to hang out. Especially, I like it. Like I'll pop this one up. So this is a memory Mike Brooks put up. And this is the first OSS meet. It was in 2014.
Yeah.
And this was just as I was getting back into car audio. I just barely got back into it. Been watching Derek's videos, been on the Facebook group, and of course, there's me there. And then I didn't know, but my buddy was going as well, Chris, who actually lives local to me. And then a bunch of people online as well. So that was definitely a blast.
Yeah, and that's fun.
Right. Yeah. That was before YouTube and before all this stuff. So it was a blast.
I mean, AVE, when I worked at AVE, the first 10 years of doing this was a blast. I mean, it was a lot of fun. We just, that whole 90 to 2000s was just some crazy time, and it was just cool. Every day was cool coming to work,
Yeah.
We just had a lot of fun. Looking back at it now, it's, it got progressively worse after that.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is like a real job now. Crap. Oh, Mom, damn it. Chris, too nice. So, Chris sits in the front row, and it's like dumb. And then Anthony, who's the other YouTuber that does
Tony's.
So he sits in the front row when we were in California.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they're both big guys.
Right.
And it's like, you guys need to sit in the back of the class, or I'm just going to have fun with you. Because
Yeah.
if you ever get the opportunity to come to one of my classes and you're, I'm not going to say stupid, but if you're daring enough, we'll say daring. If you're daring enough to sit in the front row, you are going to become part of the class. And if I know who you are and you do something silly while I'm teaching, you are going to become part of the class too. I had a buddy of mine, a guy that works at Titan right now, a guy by the name of Donnie. And he was in a class. He was in one of my classes. My class is always like first thing in the morning. He's just like, and I go, yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Donnie. Am I keeping you awake? I've been waiting to pull that. I never thought I'd be able to pull that teacher one out.
Yeah.
You
should keep. You need to keep a yardstick and just.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And there again, another happy thought would probably, though highly stressful, was doing my first class, teaching that first class that we did, and Fernando was just like, next slide. All he had to do was slides. And he was just like, freak. I mean, he was just like, it's no big deal, man. I got this. No big deal. I'm looking at him and he's just a 2x4.
Yeah.
Now he's doing full Spanish classes in front of groups of people, tell them all about audio control and all that shit. So it's like, he's a pro now. But dude, that first class was just like, just scary as shit.
There you go. Slap him with a D-wire ruler.
Yeah.
You can keep that.
That would hurt. Just sent more of those out today. They're selling like hotcakes for the holidays. So,
are you guys still printing them off?
In-house? Yeah. Print. That was funny because it's doing so much better than we had anticipated. Like I didn't think it would do that well, because the initial goal was just gonna be like, we're gonna print some of these off and give them away, and then we'll be done with it. And Brian was like, "Oh, that's dumb. Let's not do that. I'll sell them. Send them to me. Mock me up something, and let me see what you got in mind." And they've done really well. And I mean, I couldn't be happier. I mean, they're again happy thought, making a tool that people want to buy. I mean, how cool is that? And if I could ever finish this goddamn website, and we'll have another tool that people want to buy.
Good luck with that, man. I got to update my website this weekend.
No, it's well, I'm gonna be home this weekend. We got nothing going on, and it's like this has to be done.
You lock yourself in the room. That's what I do.
No, I don't want to lock myself in here. That'd be no fun.
Well, see, I haven't even got to finish my install, so I want to use the ruler. But I have to do some sort of install for that to happen, and installs haven't been happening.
The funny thing is with the ruler, the idea for it, we've had and we kicked around, but like using it, I was like, I'll never use this thing. It's that's why we never made it, and it's like now I'm like, I gotta grab that, and it's like, man, this thing's the bomb. I really thought this through.
Well, I like the way it's marked for like if you're using a 4 inch or a 6 inch or 8 inch.
Yeah,
use this size drill bit. Like,
and that was the thing. Like, there's obviously people that are making their own version of it now, and there was before we started, which we don't need to get into the logistics of that one. And then somebody is now making an aluminum version of that guy's ruler. And I'm like, you guys haven't figured any of this out yet. And I hope you never do. And they actually called us out in their little ad. This isn't a ruler. This is a system, and I'm like, you guys are dumb. I mean, you might not be. I mean, kudos to you for coming up and copying and like saying we can, but daily, you could not use their system and do the wiring that 90% of installers do. If you've got a nice 4x8 sheet that you're going to be running some pretty wires in, their system is great. But if you're trying to tuck shit in the small spaces and you want that wire to look tight, like that, like the pictures Fernando posted yesterday of that nightmare that we worked on, you ain't doing that with their system.
Well, and it's smart to break them apart. Like sometimes you need something simple.
Yeah.
It's two
This is
pieces.
what happens when you piss me off.
There's a little one and a
There's a little one
and a big one,
Yeah.
or not big but bigger.
Yeah,
So,
longer. Yeah.
it's just like
And I use them both daily.
right.
Daily. I'll be like, I'll have the long one, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
dumbass.
All right, what you got? Oh, go ahead.
My favorite color is the green, and of course that's
Yeah.
not the one I use because I sell all the green, so I have like an orange that I use. And I'm like, I hate this.
What's kind of like a snap-on green? That's my favorite. Like the snap-on green looks so cool. It's just very expensive.
Yeah, the green just looks awesome. Nothing. I absolutely have nothing going on. I am trying to wind down for the year. I don't want to do anything. I'm done. I want to take the rest of the year off. So, we are going to be doing a giveaway. So we have one thing we're going to be giving away, which is going to be okay. I have to figure out when it's going to come or how we're going to do it. But we have number 5,000.
Number 5,000.
Number 5,000 of 5,000s.
And you're giving away that one?
Not that I want to. I would like to keep it.
Right.
However, they're giving it to us to give away. So
can you just buy another one and give it away?
There are none. There are none to be had.
Paul doesn't have any?
Like, nobody has any. Nobody has any. I know. Oh, trust me. And was like, why do we have to give it away? I'm like, they don't want us to give it away. He goes, can we just give them the money and you just pay them off? And I'll be like, no, we have to give it away. He goes, damn, because we have 000 and 5,000.
Yeah, I know. Really that's cool what on the wall. Saying.
I'm like, I know, but we have to give it away. And he's like, that fucking sucks. And I'm like, I know. Trust me, it's killing me inside.
No kidding.
It's like, I will give you anything else. No, I won't. Okay, you can have it. It's not that important. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
So we'll be giving that away for Christmas. Probably gonna make you have to register on their website or some shit like that, and then you'll get entered to win. So it'll be. What we'll probably do is we'll start talking about it, and then you'll just have to enter and send us an email like you did last time, and then we'll probably give it away like Christmas Eve or some shit like that, or the day before Christmas Eve, and that'll be that. So it'll be quick. But other than that, I don't want to do shit. I'm done. I'm tapping out. You guys probably won't even get videos next week at this rate because
there you go.
I'm over it, man. There won't be a video tomorrow. There will be news. We have news coming out, but even that's like it's getting really hard to come up with news.
You got stream Saturday?
Oh yeah. Oh, Jeff Smith will be on Saturday.
Oh, the Jeff Smith.
GF Smith. Yeah. So Jeff Smith will be on Saturday. We'll still do Monday. We're still going to do Monday. Yeah. I don't know if we're doing next Saturday or not. We'll let you know as the week goes on. But Jeff Smith is going to be on this Saturday, so that'll be fun. I'll put that post up or link to that tonight. But Fernando's got the day off Saturday, so I asked Jeff if he'd like to come in and fill in for the big man. So we'll do some DSP talk. Somebody was like, we should have ask him what other equipment he's run and his stuff he likes and shit like that. So I figure we'll just have a good time with Jeff. We always do.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. I've got the 12 days of streaming.
I know. I'll be doing that. I'm gonna do that. I'll be there for that.
You're part of that next Thursday.
Yep.
But it's not going to be 12 days this year because I'm on mandatory overtime. So Monday, I'm not going to stream Monday because Sound Advice they've come back. So and I'm not going to do it at 9:00 at night or whatever. So Monday, Tuesday, no bueno.
We could be dicks. I'll come on Monday.
Here we go. At the same time.
Let's be total dicks. I'm just saying. Who wants us to be dicks? Let us know in the comments.
But Wednesday is my official start. And Mr.
Kiplitz is going to be on. Who wants us to be dicks on Tuesday? Hmm?
Oh, yeah.
We'd be dicks on Monday and Tuesday.
Just every day.
Who's on Wednesday?
Just be just have a live stream, like commentating about what their live stream's talking about at that very second.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be great.
But Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll just get a bunch of people and be on our show. So we'll have we can do 10 guests. We'll just have 10 guests. Just bring anybody who wants to come on. We'll just be like, oh, no one watched our show. Oh, that's because Hi-Fi had 10 guests on his show that night. And they just fucking rode the internet. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna text Kim Kardashian and see if we get her on.
Oh fuck, you can get her on. You can get her on.
All right, man. Well, all right. Let me drop the link one more time.
Oh my gosh. We got so for those of you guys who are going to be heading over to the next one, which is Side Jag, we have a movie, One Night in Miami. One hot night in Miami. Ooh, what a steamy night.
Ooh, I think you're overselling it, but we will
I'm
be
trying
there to review
really
it.
hard. All right. All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Same bad time.